think chemistry is all about memorizing endless reactions, definitions, and formulas. And that's exactly why they struggle. They either try to mug up everything at once or spend hours making notes that they won't revise. But the truth is, chemistry in class 10th is one of the most scoring parts of science if you know how to study it correctly, of course. And in this video, I'll tell you the exact strategy I followed to score 97.4% in class 10th. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Bhumika and I scored 97.4% in my class 10 CBSE board exams. And in this video, I want to share my chemistry strategy. What worked for me, what mistakes I made, and what you should do different. A lot of students fear chemistry because they think it's too vast. I also used to. Reactions, compounds, experiments. It feels endless. But here's what I learned. Chemistry is not difficult because of concepts. It becomes difficult because students revise it the wrong way. And I honestly think students do not revise it at all. And once I fixed that, it became much easier. So here's my complete strategy. Firstly, make a chemical reaction sheet for all chemistry chapters. In one page of all chapters, only one page, not individually. If there is one thing I tell every student to do, it's this. Take one sheet and write all the chemical reactions, all the 4 chapters. There are 4 chapters: chemical reactions and equations, acid, bases and salts, metals and non-metals, and carbon and its compounds. Write all chemical reactions in one place. And to make your work easy, I have put the list and the chemical reaction sheet that I personally used in the description box, so please do check it out. But you would think, why to make this? So it is because reactions are the backbone of chemistry. You can think it's similar to formulas in maths, because as important as the formulas in maths, as important is the reaction in chemistry. The more you revise them, the easier everything else becomes. Don't just write them normally. Write balanced equations and write states as well, if it is solid, liquid or aqueous. And write conditions also if stated in any of the equations specifically, because in class 10 it's not so specific. But still conditions like heat, upper arrow, precipitation, lower arrow, so like that. Also write the type of chemical reactions. It shows the examiner your full knowledge, because whatever you have learned, just vomit it out there. This way you prepare multiple things at once, and trust me, during final revision, this sheet will save your life. Secondly, learn the colors of compounds and NCERT experiments by heart. This is one of the most ignored parts. There are endless experiments of biology and chemistry, and one or two, a handful of for physics as well. But you think some of them are useless and just randomly there, but they are for some purpose out there. And because students ignore it, boards ask it. So learn important colors. For example, I can give you limited examples here, but listen. Copper sulfate, it's blue in color. Ferrous sulfate, it's green in color. Ferric oxide, it's reddish brown in color. Lead nitrate, white. Silver chloride, white. Copper oxide, black. And copper oxide is the most frequently asked questions from. This is most important because boards ask indirect questions from this. For example, compound A is blue in color, on heating it turns white. Identify some use of the substance that was made by some experiment, and then you have to identify it. And this question is mostly asked in the salts, because salts have multiple uses, and so, they are also made by different compounds mixing. So there's from where most questions are framed. These questions are based on observations, sharp observations, and if you know colors, they become easy. And also learn NCERT experiments by heart. Do not just learn the theory of experiments. Know what is taken, what is added, what changes, what color it was before experiment and what color after, what gas evolves, if any precipitate forms, what is formed after all, and what was really the objective of that experiment. Sometimes the board gives you a concept in a very twisted way and asks you to identify compounds. That's why experiments matter so much. Now coming to the third point. Focus more on high weightage chapters. Every chapter matters, but some chapters matter more. Serial wise weightage. First of all, the most weighted chapter is metals and non-metals. The second weighted chapter is carbon and its compounds, then acid, bases and salts, and fourth one and the least low weighted chapter is chemical reactions and equations, that is chapter 1. These chapters carry huge weightage, the top two chapters, so please focus them on more because they have a lot of questions to frame from. And I want to give you a brief view of these two chapters to you so that you know what questions can come. Indirectly can come, I'm just telling the topics. Saponification, esterification, homologous series, soaps and detergents, micelle, वगैरह, functional groups. And from the chapter of non-metals comes the reactivity series. So personally, I like this strategy. Katrina ने कार मांगी ऑल्टो एंड फरारी फिर भी हाई क्यों मिली सिल्वर ऑडी. So you can take this trick. It's of Prashant Bhaiya, I think, but it's the best that could suit me and I till date remember the activity series, so that's good. Tip is that do not leave these chapters, complete them first by giving enough time, and you can do the chapters in hurry but not these. Now the fourth, never ignore the NCERT diagrams of experiments. I'm saying the diagrams, not the experiments themselves. So this is a mistake I made. I used to read the theory and ignore diagrams like the chloralkali process, and that is of course dangerous. I will give you more examples like chloralkali process, electrolytic refining, soap micelle formation. There are some diagrams that often confuse you a lot. So if you are completed with the syllabus once, you can know which diagrams or what topics you struggle to understand. So then you focus more on them. Sometimes the diagrams come in MCQs as well. They give you to identify what this cathode is, what anode is. If you haven't seen the diagram properly and practiced it, you will surely get confused. Now coming to the fifth point, do not waste your precious time making long notes. This is something most of you will regret, but I did not. I made short notes. I did not waste any time making long notes. I made crisp notes, decorated notes, written with colorful pens, but useless notes. They are of no use because you are basically rewriting NCERT. That's of no use. Speaking frankly, that's of course not at all smart. You don't need to make notes for simple definitions like what is oxidation, what is the reduction, what is corrosion, what is the chemical reaction, such basic, because you should know these are not the typical questions that are asked in board exams. They are not asked. They are already present in NCERT, and this is something you only need to build concept upon. This is not what CBSE will directly ask you in board exam. So what you need to write in short and crisp notes is important reactions, of course, tricky observations of experiments of NCERT, exceptions. Chemistry is all about exceptions, speaking honestly. The most famous exception I can remember is HNO3 को जब पता नहीं किस में डालते हैं, बट उसमें हाइड्रोजन रिलीज नहीं होती है, पर उसके भी दो एक्सेप्शंस होते हैं, मैंगनीज एंड another one I'm not able to remember, but there is. So this is the most famous one, and you should learn it by heart because whenever any concept comes to you, like for example, it comes when you mix metal plus non-metal, means in anything you mix it and any hydrogen is evolved, so in which case it's not evolved. So with that case you must state the exception even if it's not asked. That's a topper's sign. Now coming to the sixth point, practice from PW question bank. It is the best question bank I could ever find. I would not recommend you to do sample papers now. In July when it will come, I will surely make a review video for that, like what expectations are there from CBSE in the upcoming board exams by witnessing the sample paper that will be released in July or August. So stay tuned for that as well. So So yes, I was saying PW question banks. So NCRT gives you concepts. Question banks give you exposure. Because the more questions you'll do, the more you'll get exposure and the more you'll be confident that yes, you have studied something and everything. I practice from PWK question bank. It has board level questions, case based questions, assertion reason and competency based questions. Yes, competency based questions are really the holy grace for me and you need to practice them. They are available on freely on CBSE's website. I will tag them in the description, so please do check it out there. Board exams are becoming practical, so only reading NCRT is not enough. Practice teaches you how questions are framed and how to tackle them instantly. So the more you practice, more you know how to tackle them. That is of course very important. Now coming to the 7th point. Treat chemical reactions like math formula. I have already said it, but it is more important, so I framed a point on this. This mindset changed everything for me. Think about maths. How do you remember formulas? By writing them repeatedly, of course. Do the same in chemistry. Treat every important reaction like a maths formula. Write it. Even if it's not asked, revise it, repeat it, write it again and again, revise it and then again and again, because repetition is the key. Reading it once and just throwing it away is not how things are gonna work in chemistry. Give questions to yourself daily. This builds speed and memory because you do not have very much time in board exam. And always write reactions with states. Boards care about details, especially about balancing. Sometimes the examiner can cut half mark. It's their right. 8th point. See, chemistry can only be learned through consistency and repetition. This is the biggest truth, and it may sound bitter, but chemistry is not about intelligence. It's about repetition, because you cannot understand like going in the lab and seeing what chemicals mixes and all that. When you revise it consistently, you will see speed in answering and mastery. I too used to think like, how would I learn these chemical reactions for board exams? So much chemical reactions, so much to learn. But when I started doing this consistently, revising the chemical sheet again and again, it made things a lot easier. It was like मेरे जुबान पे चढ़ गया था सब कुछ, सारी reactions. This effort of consistency compounds over time, and by boards you will feel much confident in now. So that was my complete chemistry strategy for class 10th boards. If I had to summarize everything, it would be like this. Make chemical reaction sheets, learn compound colors, memorize experiments, focus on high weightage chapters, never ignore diagrams, don't waste time making long notes. That's it. And trust me, this is gonna save you a lot of time. Chemistry can become one of your strongest scoring sections. If you want my physics, biology and others individual strategy, next comment below. If this video helped you, like, share and subscribe to With Bhumi. See you in the next one, and good luck for all you have ahead. Bye.